I wanted to just have a quick chat with you about the Swan Valley Wine Show. So that was judged last Thursday, and it's the only wine show we've entered this year because due to COVID, there was no national shows anywhere across Australia. So that's the Perth Wine Show was cancelled, the Victorian one, the Melbourne one, the one in Hobart, everywhere, they're all cancelled pretty much. So we were lucky enough in WA and in the Swan Valley to be able to have our regional wine show. And I love a regional wine show, a small one, because actually we're up there competing with all the people who have to have grown their grapes and made their wines actually in the Swan Valley. So they're in the same area as us. So they're subject to the same sort of climate, similar soil types. So we're sort of comparing like with like. So I think that's a real strength of the local sort of regional wine shows. So we had the Swan Valley 2020 wine show was judged last Thursday. We were really, really pleased with how we did. It's always a bit nerve-wracking going in. We got all these wines here got medals. We got 12 medals overall. We got 2 golds. One was excitingly for the 2020 Verdelho, and that's always a pretty closely contested class in the Swan Valley because it's kind of one of our flagship whites here. So we like to go up against everyone and try and win. And this one was looking lovely, really quite very, I guess, and with wine shows, what the judges are looking for is they choose a style that they want, and this was the style that they were really looking at. So definitely worth coming and trying that. And then the other sort of end of the spectrum that we got a gold medal for was our liqueur muscat. So that's a fortified, so that's great for a dessert. Well, it is a dessert wine, so it's a sort of after dinner thing, and I love that just like a little bit as a kind of sweet treat after dinner, because if I have a bit of chocolate, I'll end up eating the whole block. So a little sort of nip of muscat is always delicious, a real sort of special treat. And of course, sadly, Christmas is coming soon, and that's a great present. It's really like Christmas in a bottle. So that those are 2 golds. Then we got some silvers. We got one for excitingly, for our Tempranillo. We haven't released this yet. I know everyone's busting for it. It's actually the 2019 Tempranillo that won the silver medal, and I'm looking at releasing that about late November. We did have a try of it a few weeks ago, the staff here and I, and it is looking delicious. So we're pretty excited about that, and winning silver is just a great bit of news. Also, our 2016 Reserve Shiraz got silver as well, and that's kind of one of our, I guess, flagships that we really try and do really well with. 2016 is the last vintage that we've got before the floods of 2017, so there is no 2017 vintage, unfortunately, of that Reserve Shiraz because it was all washed away basically underwater. But then everything else all got beautiful bronzes, so everything got medals. I should just say that actually our current museum release, which is the 2010 Reserve Shiraz, that got a gold medal last year. So that's, if you can't wait and you're not very good at cellaring wine, which you would not be alone at, we actually age an older release of our Reserve Shiraz for you. So the one we're currently selling is that 2010 vintage. So yeah, so thanks so much for watching. But just a quick sort of wrap up, all of these got medals. We've got, I think, 12 altogether. Gold for the Verdelho, gold for the liqueur muscat, silver for the Tempranillo and the Reserve Shiraz, and then bronze for everything else. So come down and try them sometime.